Welcome to Unfiltered Summit Sisters. I'm Gina.
And I'm Julia.
We are two ride-or-die best friends who are paving the path for what true, authentic relationships look like.
We're facing hardships head-on, having real, uncensored conversations, supporting each other's growth, and shining a light on true, raw healing.
We are navigating the world the best we know how.
Having a hell of a time doing it.
Laughing every step of the way.
Through the rain
and sunshine.
This is Canyon Culture.
Welcome back to Unfiltered Summit Sisters. Today is a very special day at our house.
It is.
My oldest birthday. Can you show me the math how I, 25-year-old woman, has a 14-year-old son?
I don't know because I'm 21 because I'm younger than you.
Right.
And I have a 16-year-old.
None of this makes sense.
No. Math doesn't math.
And I would say in general, I'm a pretty laid back mom. Like, I'm not the mom where my kids cut their hair and I'm devastated and I'm saving it in a Ziploc bag for their memory book. Not judging, I'm just saying I'm not that mom.
Right.
I'm like, it's hair, it'll grow back, we're fine. So I feel like I'm a pretty laid back mom, but like this whole getting older thing is rocking my world more than I thought it would. And he's taller than me. And he's getting like facial hair and his voice is squeaking.
Oh
and
my
so it's like the
gosh,
girl, like I don't know what it's like to have daughters, but like, cause you have the periods and the body changes that way.
Right.
But I just sit there and I look at him. I'm like, no, squish back down into being a baby, please.
Right. He's taller than you, which means he's significantly taller than me.
Yeah.
Like if you saw us from the back, like you could think we're a couple. Because he's so much taller than me already. I'm like, I'm still in charge.
Still your mother.
I'm looking up to him. You have to listen to me.
Russell, sit down. But he is just, you've talked about before how much you've enjoyed the teenager years. And I think that has been such a huge blessing to have that voice in my head because there's so much negativity when it comes to teenagers. Yes. And you have rewritten that for me before I even let myself go down that dark path. Mm-hmm. I also feel like I am blessed with Russell. Like he's an easy kid, more as far as boys go.
Right.
But I just like, I don't know. I'm enjoying the teenager years, but I will look at pictures of him as a baby and I'm like, where did he go?
I know, it goes by so fast. A year from now, he's going to be getting his permit.
Which I'm like more excited about than not because I'm so done having to go to the store. I'm like, get your license already. If we're going to do the grown-up stuff, let's do the part that actually serves me.
Yes. Right. I have one getting her license Monday, and then the other one's getting her permit in July. So I'm like, let's go.
Let's do this.
I say that, but the first time they drive away with a license without me in the car, I'm probably going to cry. So
it's fine.
It's great.
But this whole, like, when I was younger and I was like, I want to be a mom, this is what I want to do. I was a mom to babies.
Right.
Not kids. Not children, and definitely not teenagers.
Not teenagers, not young adults. Like, I never thought that far.
No. I do. I feel a little gypped, and this is, like, obviously my own doing, but I feel a little gypped because I feel like I didn't arrive to being the mom that I always wanted to be until after the divorce.
Yes.
So I feel like I missed out on, like, 10 years of his life.
Yeah, I know.
Which I feel like is a little messed up.
I feel that way, too, and there's a definite, like, grieving process with my older ones, right?
Yeah. I also sit there and look at the fact that the kids play the game of, in this many years, we're going to be this age. And
I hate that game.
It's the dumbest game ever.
Mom, when I'm 20, how old will you be?
First of all, 10-star burpees.
Yeah.
You may not speak to me in that
You're
tone.
grounded.
But what it does is I don't know, maybe it was like 2 weeks where I was like, I have 4 years left with Russell.
I know.
4 years. Because, so as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we, boys, when they turn 18, have an opportunity to go serve a 2-year mission. Mm-hmm. And so they're gone. Like, they go to a place that you don't get to pick. And so he could go to Taiwan. He could go to Germany. He could go to South Africa. Mm-hmm. I mean, he also could go to Idaho. But usually they don't send him that close to home. But he said, and that's something that the church really... is like they really want boys to go do that especially. But for me, I'm very much like, this is your choice. I'm not going to make you. This is 2 years of your life. And if I make you, you're going to waste those 2 years.
Yeah.
It could be a really great experience. It also could be really like a waste of time. And if you're going to go out there and be a representation of Jesus Christ, that's something you have to pick. And so, our church also offers during high school a seminary class. Now, when you don't live in Utah and there's not a lot of members of the church, it's early morning. I had mine at 5:30 in the morning.
Ooh.
Every school day. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I showed up in jammies
I bet.
every morning. They tried to ban jammies and blankets, and I went, you're funny.
It's 5:30.
This is not happening.
Yeah.
The fact that other girls showed up fully dressed in makeup, I was like, nope. So glad that I can just go to school and whatever.
Right.
Anyway, doesn't matter. So, but here in Utah, because there's so many members, they offer it as an elective class in school. So he's going into high school next year. So as we're getting his classes, we were talking about seminary, and I was like, is that a class you wanted to take? Because again, this is his journey, his life. He needs to pick it.
Right.
If I force it on him, that's not going to work. And I was like, I think it'll be, if you decide to go on a mission, it'll be really helpful to have these seminary classes because you'll get to learn a whole lot of things. And he's like, I was like, do you know if you want to go on a mission? He's like, yeah, I do. I was like, when did you decide that? When did you decide that? And he's like, I don't know, like last year. I was like, oh, great.
Thanks for telling me.
So glad. So anyway, he signed up for seminary. He voluntarily, one of his electives is seminary, and he gets 0 credits for it. There's no credit. They don't offer credits for that class. And he was willing to do it. And I was like, that's cool. I'm really proud of you. That's a neat choice. Like, I support that. But that means that no matter what, he is gone at 18.
Right.
That it's not like, oh, maybe I'll go to college nearby, because Utah has great universities all around. So they can there's so many kids in our neighborhood who are going to college and living at home.
Yes.
Because it's an option.
Right.
If he goes on a mission, he's gone.
I'm not prepared for that as mom number 2 because I feel like I just got here, which is crazy because it's almost been 2 years now. But I feel like I just got here and I just got him, and I'm definitely not prepared. I freaked out when it was like fake mission week, which you're going to have to correct me, and I don't mean that offensively in any way, but...
No, we just, we did every year, I think it's the month of March is missionary month. And so the youth activities for the whole month just gear around missionary work and things like that. And so they get a fake mission call.
Which I did not know was fake. You knew too. You were messing with me.
I didn't think you would have gotten that upset. I didn't think you would have fallen for it for so long. So he gets his fake mission call. Where did he go? Like Japan or something?
I think it was like Taiwan or far, very, very far.
Well, so what it is there's adults, like couples in our church who have gone to those missions, and they just represent. And so they talk about the culture. They talk about what their mission was like. And so that's how they decide the mission. So there's like 4 or 5 missions. They split the youth up into those groups. That's how they decided. So somebody had been to Taiwan or wherever he went last year. And so when I was like, oh my gosh, he got his mission call, and like we're both in church attire in the chapel, and we're taking a selfie with his letter.
He even has like a tag on that says Taiwan or whatever.
It does. It said Elder Stark and everything.
Yes. And you sent me a picture, and I was like, what? He's 13. It's already decided. It's right now. Like,
here's the thing though, when he does get his mission call, we have months until he leaves.
Yeah.
So we have a neighbor, she just got her mission call. She's going to Mexico, and she leaves in June. Like, so you get months to, like, once you just know where you're going, you only have a few months before you're leaving.
I just need like 10 more years
right?
to prepare for that part.
I think that's, like, people
That's
always...
going to be weird. I think he's going to be the first one out of all 10 to leave home.
Right, because of that?
Yeah, because I think, so I've got 2 older girls, but the paths that they're talking about taking are more community college and staying close to home. And Mackenzie's like, I'm never leaving because you cook such good food. And I'm like, maybe I'm doing too good of a job.
My thing is I'm with her on that one. If I didn't have my kids, I would be like, hey, boyfriend, you can have the couch. This is now my spot. When's breakfast?
Right. So I think he will be the first out of the 10.
I do.
To leave.
And the sad part, well, it's not sad because this is the thing. Like, I think it's a really honorable way to leave home. But if all 4 of my boys decide to go because they're so close in age, one will leave before the next one comes home. So once Russell leaves, I'm not going to have all 4 of my kids together until the youngest comes back.
Did you think about that when you were having babies?
No.
I didn't think so.
No. So no matter what, it's like I am such a new feeling for me, mixed emotions.
What?
But just I really do enjoy seeing the young man that he is, seeing the kind of kid he is, watching the relationships he has and how other people respond to him and how they want to spend time with him and all of that. But then also just missing my little family.
Right.
Greg talks about that all the time. He's like, I miss my little family, and not meaning less children. He means them being little.
Right.
And I'm just like, that is such a special time. And I would never tell somebody, be like, you'll miss it when it's gone, because like there's so many, we have this conversation all the time. I will not miss the poop on the walls.
Nope.
I will not miss the diapers. I will not miss the late nights. I will not miss all of that. But at the same time, I just miss the simplicity of like, we're just living in our little bubble. I definitely miss that.
I do take every single time that all of my kids are in the same place and we're having a meal or going on a trip or something like that with all 6 of them. Every single time I'm like, take it in.
Yeah.
Take it in, because it is not long now before they start one by one leaving, and my time of having all 6 together at the same time is coming to an end.
Well, when you've got this desire to be a mom, and I know it doesn't end when they move out, but like we were saying, the idea of what it is to be a mom when we're actually doing the raising, when that's coming to a close, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with my life?
Do we just bottle feed puppies? Like, I don't know. What do we do?
We could do that. Like, literally we can.
I know.
I don't want to milk the mom dog, though. That sounds
Willow
unpleasant.
would be like, what are y'all doing?
She's like, I can do this.
Give me my puppy back.
Seriously. But I don't know. There's so much sadness and so much mourning for a life that I feel like I missed out on. Like all of my kids' childhoods. Even my youngest, he was barely 2 when him and his dad and I got divorced. I still feel like I missed out on so much with sharing custody and weekends and stuff. And it's better now when they only go 6 weeks out of the year. And I say that not lightly.
Right.
But it's just, I feel like life since I stopped disassociating is flying by. Like, it's almost April.
This year alone,
Well,
I'm like,
January
how are we
was,
already in April?
January was 2 years long.
It really was.
And then February and March was a blink.
It's gone.
Done. So I don't know. That's a struggle, because there were a 2-week time where I was crying every day because I only have 4 more years with Russell. Right. And I am beside myself about it because I wanted to do so much more. I wanted to teach him more, and I still have time to teach him. I'm still doing that, but it's just like, oh, but then at the same time, I look at this young man and I'm so proud of him, and he is such a good kid. And I have sweet people who are like, you have good kids. And I'm like, I know, like, you're doing a good job. And I'm like, no, they came this way. Yeah. These boys came good like this, and I'm so blessed. And so my gratitude journal today was just filled with all the things that I'm so grateful for with Russell, with how helpful he is, how sweet and kind he is, watching him with your kids, especially the younger kids, watching him with our friend Kaylee's little girls is just the sweetest thing ever. And just, he does such a good job at looking outside of himself when it doesn't include his brothers. Right. It's a totally different story. And I'm just so proud of him, and I'm so excited to see the kind of man that he wants to be. And so those mixed emotions are intense in such a, like, in a light place. So that we have a lot of mixed emotions in, like, intenseness when it comes to single parenting and our abusive relationships and things like that. But this is like raising kids, and like that's a weird place to have such mixed emotions, I guess. It is. But I am just unbelievably grateful that God has gifted me Russell and has given me the opportunity to be a witness in his amazingness and his awesomeness, and watching him become this young man that loves deeply and cares for people and is funny and is thoughtful and fun and sweet and silly, and just, like, I will often go to the store. I'm like, you want to come with? You want to come with me to the store? He's like, no. I'm like, please, come hang out with me. You're fun. So I'm grateful that I get to be his mom. I think it's such a blessing and such a gift. And if I could stop and just do it again real quick, that'd be great.
Right. Oh my gosh. I am just grateful for all 10 of our kids. They are all so fun. Sometimes very challenging. Sometimes they do stupid things.
A lot of the
time. For the most part, they're really fun, and they are really good kids. Like, all of the boys are just so, I don't even know the right word for it, but like yesterday, coming home from jiu-jitsu, we walked out to the car, and Jacob just runs around, goes straight to my door to open my door to let me in. Like, no other kid in that parking lot did that. right?
I love it.
And anytime that I bring bring groceries home, all 10 of them, however many of them are at my house, everybody is helping put groceries in. It's not, do you need help? It's not, I don't have to ask them for it. They're just, oh, look, Mom's home with groceries. And it just happens. So I'm grateful for all of them and the experiences that we do get to have with them. And I want to be just more intentional about soaking up every little moment that we have with them.
Even right now when my kids are fighting, I'm trying so hard to enjoy it because we will often watch a movie together in my room on my bed, and they're fighting and kicking each other and farting on each other, and it's, whatever. But those are the moments I'm like, I'm going to miss this nutcase psychoticness.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss it.
For sure.
I know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Even the farting on me. It's like, because sometimes it's funny.
I know. See, I laugh, so.
Never mind.
Okay.
It's just jokes from Thomas that I'm like, not appropriate. But they're so funny.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so what question? I don't know what question. Like, how are you handling your kids growing up? Are there things that you do, traditions that you do, or different things that you do to just kind of help solidify some memories or that create memories?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to add more things to my life where it's just taking little bits of time, because right now it's like flies up or walks that we do that are intentional family time, dinners together, stuff like that I'm like, we're making memories. My kids, I'm hoping I remember this, but no matter what, I'm going to remember that we played flies up all the time, that we played football, that we played soccer, that we went for walks. But like, what other things are people doing? What creative ways can I make memories with my kids without going to Disneyland? Because that's not happening.
That's not happening. Do you cry every birthday? Just asking for a friend.
Maybe that's what we put. How many times do you cry every birthday? Is it all day? Is it the morning? Is it night? Like, what are we doing?
We're just asking for friends. Just for friends. That's all.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Unfiltered Summit Sisters.
Come join us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to get a sneak peek into our lives.
It's beautiful, chaotic, crazy, and fun.
What else would you expect raising 10 kids?
All the links you need are in the show notes.
See you next week.